Are there any questions from the Discord? Okay, we can play this while you look. So I haven't, we don't pay that much attention to the impeachment process. I think that there's more conversations to be had. I think you got to hold multiple perspectives. Donald Trump obviously committed a crime. This is a really easy one. This is not like, and then another report will come out, and then there's a secret Russian document that proves that da-da-da-da-da-da. The dude was on the phone. He basically said, the money's already slotted for you. You're not going to get it unless you give me political dirt on one of my opponents. That is not, I mean, that's not debatable. Everybody acknowledges that. Now, the problems is that, as David Feldman, what was his tweet? He said something like, you know, Nancy Pelosi didn't want to impeach Donald Trump, but when he threatened the livelihood, the ability of Democratic politicians' children to take lobbying jobs from foreign oil companies, she knew he crossed the Rubicon. So, you know, look, what he did was technically legal. Even the idea that he was that Biden was getting, that his dad was getting the prosecutor fired for him is wrong. They were on opposite sides of conflict in Ukraine. But any normal person sees that as corrupt swamp shit and a problem. Then there's the other dimension. We shouldn't be selling lethal weapons to Ukraine. We shouldn't. That's enormously dangerous. There's a reason President Obama didn't do it. And that doesn't mean that you don't have an independent policy with Ukraine and so on. The best independent policy with Ukraine right now is actually supporting the current president, who won an overwhelming victory on at least an attempt not to acquiesce to all of Russia's regional hegemonic demands, but to have a rapprochement with them, which is what they need. This is how the guy literally is a comedian television actor who played the role of a everyman who became president and then became president himself, right? So, and then how much this process is empowering the intelligence agencies is incredibly dangerous. And if you don't think that they would go to war in every way, shape, and form against the president who would attempt to work against U.S. foreign policy, you're delusional. And I understand Trump makes it easy because he's a criminal, but they will do the same. I don't even know how that's even a question in anybody's mind if somebody tried to challenge. I mean, Milton, you think if a president came into office and said, we are actually going to draw back AFRICOM, we are going to build a bilateral relationships with countries across the African continent on the basis of mutual respect. We're going to engage in debt cancellation and fair trade agreements. Do you think that the diplomatic corps, military, and intelligence services would just go, oh, he's the president, so I guess we got to...
Mr. President?
Right.
Or Madam President one day, you know?
Right. So, so there is that piece as well. And then the other piece that is important, and I really did enjoy this clip, is that the reason that Devin Nunes, the senior Republican on the committee, is so sweaty and repulsive is because he literally personally might be implicated in this stuff. And that is fucking hilarious. And I got to say, props to Eric Swalwell for being the messy reality TV guy on this.
And Dr. Hill, you cautioned us on the dangers of members of this committee, perhaps peddling any Ukrainian conspiracy theories that could benefit Russia. And I want to ask you if you have heard the name Lev Parnas of Ukraine, someone in this investigation who was influencing President Trump and Rudy Giuliani about some of the debunked conspiracy theories you referenced earlier.
I have heard his name, yes.
Are you aware that Mr. Parnas was indicted on October 10 for making foreign contributions to Republicans in U.S. elections?
I am aware of those reports, yes.
Are you aware of yesterday's Daily Beast story reporting the indicted Ukrainian Lev Parnas has been working with ranking member Devin Nunes on Mr. Nunes's overseas investigations?
I am not aware of that.
Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to put into the record the Daily Beast story. Lev Parnas helped Rep. Devin Nunes's investigations from yesterday. First two paragraphs reading, Lev Parnas, an indicted associate of Rudy Giuliani, helped arrange meetings and calls in Europe for Rep. Devin Nunes in 2018. Parnas' lawyer, Ed McMahon, told the Daily Beast. Nunes' aide, Derek Harvey, participated in the meetings, the lawyer said, which were arranged to help Nunes' investigative work. McMahon didn't specify what those investigations entailed.
Without objection.
Mr. Chairman, you have been falsely accused throughout these proceedings by the ranking member as being a...
All right. That was intense. Now, today, Devin Nunes is threatening to sue CNN for reporting
and
on
the
that
Daily
story.
Beast.
Yes, and the Daily Beast.
For reporting but what Lev Parnas's attorney said.
Because Lev Parnas's attorney came forward and said Lev Parnas could testify to Devin Nunes seeking this meeting.
Yes.
So his response was, I'll sue all of you. Let's sue everybody. And you, the people that work with, I'll probably be suing you as well. Let's just play a second of that. That's hilarious.
And you too for bringing it up on your show.
Yes. One can only wish. It would be bad for the old national profile. Yeah, let's take a second of him with Bart DeRomo. This is Devin Nunes today threatening to sue everybody.
Were you in Vienna with Shokin?
Yeah, so look, Maria, I really want to answer all of these questions, and I promise you I absolutely will come back on the show and answer these questions. But because there is criminal activity here, we're working with the appropriate law enforcement agencies. We're going to file all this. Everyone's going to know the truth. Everybody's going to know all the facts.
Everybody's going to get filed.
But I think you can understand that I can't compete by trying to debate this out with the public media when 90% of the media are totally corrupt.
Instead of just saying emphatically no?
Professor Alamati, can we skip ahead? I want Professor Alamati to grade the coherence of this performance, but can we just skip ahead to the suing threat, please? I hope we can find that. I like when he threatens to sue.
Conspiring to obstruct justice.
So I want to just be clear before I move on. I got to get your take on the impeachment hearings, but just to be clear, you're saying you're suing CNN, you're going to sue Daily Beast. I know you've sued Twitter in the past. Do you think this is going somewhere? You're telling me that CNN committed criminal activity. Well,
it's very likely, or they're an accessory to it, right? So none of this is true. That's what I've said. My statement is it's demonstrably false. We'll get to all the facts when it's filed in court. So, but somehow, they're either witting or unwitting of listening to somebody who's been indicted. And not only that, but it's their lawyers. So you're talking about third and fourth hand hearsay to do what? To dirty up the leader of the Republicans on the Intelligence Committee that just destroyed their complete
still has
narrative.
not denied that this meeting took place.
Not at all.
All right, Professor Alamati, will you grade that performance? And then, guys, can you get that thing I sent you in your emails that reminded me of what we just heard?
F plus.
An F plus. Wow.
So double plus.
Double F plus. Tell me, what happened? What did he do wrong here?
He was just basically thinking the longer he spoke, she would not come back to the question. But she said, before we move on, you had another chance.
Even Maria Bartiromo, who is not you.
Imagine.
To say the least.
Right? That's the thing that bugs me about it, is he says 90% of the media is against him. You have an open phone line to Fox News.
You literally have the largest television network, cable network, is a pure propaganda vehicle for you and your party, and you're still bitching.
We're going to hear more on this, obviously, and he knows that.
Yeah, how much? 30 candy cap. It's unfair. You just watched a Michael Brooks show video. Subscribe to get them all. Why wouldn't you? Don't be foolish. Click subscribe below and become a patron as well. Patreon.com/TMBS. Thanks, everybody.